Ma'at, and I hope you guys can hear me well. I have a mic. We're going to see how it works. I have a mic this time, so we're going to see how the audio is. I want to say peace to everyone joining the space. I'm going to be doing a collective reading, and I also am going to be taking one question reading requests for $10. And I put my Cash App in the title. So I don't necessarily know how to add text to this or to participate in the chat, but whatever. I also am going to be saving this live for um for the future. I will say this is gonna be a timeless reading, so a timeless collective reading. So whoever connects with this at any time, if it resonates, you were meant to listen to it. So here we go. Just cleansing the space. Pardon any noise in the background, which I don't think you'll be hearing because the mic is on. So hopefully the audio is isolated in this general space. I really hope. Okay. Okay. I better be micing. All right, let's light our incense. Wait, most important part. I'm gonna light my candle. Oops. All right, so for anyone who's just joining, I'm gonna be offering a collective reading, and I will be taking one question request. So if you take a look, oh, incense down. If you take a look at the title, you'll see my Cash App, which is $ NatManifest. Okay. Just making sure. I hope y'all can hear me. I'm using a mic this time. So this is my first time using it. All right, so just cleansing the space. I finished saging and I'm just spraying some ocean water on my hands. Try to get out to the ocean, get out to the beach and collect ocean water. It is so cleansing. It's good to just put in a spray bottle and make sure you filter it before you put it in the spray bottle so that the sand doesn't jam up the pump, because I learned the hard way. And you can spray ocean water in your home. You can spray it in your aura. You can spray it. Sorry, I want to make sure the chat is on. Okay. Yeah. All right. So yeah, like I said, ocean water sprayed in your home, sprayed in your aura, spray it over manifestation work. It is very, very, very cleansing. And I collected this ocean water during the Lionsgate portal. So yes, the energy is still kind of lingering, but the portal is closing. But yeah, an easy way to cleanse your home if you don't want to like sage, you don't like smoke and other things. So, like I said, I'm going to go ahead and do a collective reading. And if you do want to request a one question reading, you can. I am taking requests. Again, one question requests for $10. Send it to my Cash App, $Nat Manifest, NAT Manifest, MANIFEST. Thank you. I can spell. All right, so let's see what spirit would like to go into. Let me see what cards. All right, we're gonna keep it simple. All right, so for those who are interested in the cards that I use, I do work with different cards for different energies. I'm feeling the energies are going to be very general. Again, this I mentioned earlier, this is a timeless read. So whenever you connect with it, this video will be saved. I do use or work with spirit messages and sacred spirits. These are for the lighter energies. When I get into more of my personal readings, I do divinations with bones. That's for more of like confidential information because, as some of us know, there are spies in the astrals as well, listening to the very messages that are coming through. All right, so let's begin. Cosmic guardians, potential messages to the collective. Start this time. All right, I'm already feeling like significant Leo vibes, Leonine vibes. I'm just gonna pull two from each deck, and then we'll just kind of get into the energies. So far, I'll just read the cards, and I will show the cards to you as well. We have strength and have fun. A lot of light coming in, focusing on the good in life. A lot of lucky energies. I feel like this would be a good time to be playing a scratch off. Anyone feeling lucky, play a scratch off. So I'm gonna go in order, and then kind of go into what the divine is telling me. So we do have strength and have fun. Okay. Now, obviously, here we're seeing a lot of orange on these cards, big solar plexus, sacral chakra energies, a lot of joy energies, a lot of extroverted energies, getting out there, connecting with people, tapping into your inner child. Um, this feels like a reawakening as well in a lot of ways. I feel like for those who have, I feel like this month in particular, August could be a month where, after going through, especially after this full moon in Aquarius that we just experienced, that had all of us in our emotions, it's sort of like we're coming out of this mini shadow work energy, and we're finally gathering our strength and reapproaching some of the projects and some of the things that we were putting together before opposition, before distraction kind of came in and tried to sorry, I'm just kind of reading thank you for sharing that, Kaku. um yeah, I feel like we are returning to a lot of the projects and the things that we were putting together. I do think a lot of, and I do know a lot of portals, old timelines are collapsing, old portals are closing, and I do feel like whatever energies tried to stall your efforts were just putting forth last ditch efforts to either distract you, continue riding on your coattails, or try to slip through the cracks until where you're going. But the thing is, where you're going, the resonance is so high. Even if these energies were to follow you into that space, into that resonance, they would burn up. They would literally burn up. So um I feel like there's so much space around you. And to anyone who's connecting to this reading, there's a lot of space and opportunity, a lot of potential energy. And I feel like this is main character season energy. This is you finally seeing the goal in front of you clearly. No more second guessing yourself. No more, there's a word that's missing. It's when you, uh, I'm going to remember it after this live and I'm going to be annoyed. But when you feel like you don't have the qualities, literally the divine put the qualities in you. You are in a process of remembering. There is nothing that you can't accomplish. If you have a desire within you, it is meant to be fulfilled. You're meant to see it through. So I do feel like the energies are going to be coming back in. I do feel like even primal energies, in a way, kind of assisting K9. I know this is like a Leo season. This is a Leonine season that we're in, but I do feel like your primal energies, like the lower chakra energy, supporting a lot of what your heart desires, because that's where your guidance is. It's within the heart space. That's your true compass. Again, the inner child energies, it's time to be outside. And this is not to say to be outside and distract yourself, but to be outside and to let your light emanate. Allow yourself to connect with others. There are others. I do feel like this also speaks to like for the inner child energy to come out. I'm I feel that this speaks to, again, not only the space around you being a lot clearer, and a lot of like the people and the connections and the patterns that you used to engage with are no longer, but that it's safe to come out. You can imagine when your inner child starts to emerge, he or she feels safer. So this is a beautiful, beautiful energy. So yeah, I even found myself rewatching episodes of Degrassi. Shout out to the millennials out there who used to watch Degrassi when we were like teenagers. I caught myself watching that, and I feel, and it's interesting too because a sister of mine did a collective reading just yesterday, and she spoke on nostalgia and like the, people kind of leaning into the things that made them feel comforted and warm. And so I do feel this is going to be coming up. So don't be surprised if you find yourself reminiscing on the candy and the treats and the activities you used to engage in when you were younger. There's a reason for that. And also Leo season does bring that out, that playfulness, that the way a cat plays, the joy and the happiness, and that being the resonance that you are operating on, that is a very magnetic resonance as well. It is a fearless resonance. Again, a child in its innocence is curious about everything in the world, or that in the world that it's in, and it tends to approach everything with, what is that, and that's how we learn, don't touch a stove, get burned. But that's really how a child operates. It's learning, it's fearlessly engaging with its reality. So that's going to be very helpful, for when you get back to your projects, and also start new projects that you were probably scared to start. So going into the cards from the, what is this, the Sacred Spirit Oracle deck, we have, I'm going to start with this card because it kind of flows with the message. We have living light energy, seeing the beauty in life. And if you could look at the image on this card, you'll see like this is sort of like structures, right? Like stone structures. Is that you, brother Nagoose? Peace. Um, And we see in the center of this circular formation a tree of light. You know how we know the tree of life? This is a tree of light. And this has a lot of hummingbird energy to it. Um, and I feel like this gives silver lining energy. Um, a lot of, I think we are undergoing in like a season of reprogramming the mind. So what's going to help you get through in looking at your purpose, moving onward, being focused, being completely focused. Sorry, let me move this out the way. Being completely focused, is to continue expressing gratitude for the good in your life. You want X, Y, and Z. What are the things that are positive, actively positive in your life right now? Who are the people that are actively supporting you, pouring love into you? Do you have a roof over your head? Did you eat today? Were you able to take a shower, or are you able to walk properly? Do like, you have to look at the positive in your life, because those are the true magnetics. That is a true magnetic, and that is the energy that you're building atop of. It's a layering process. So the more that you wake up with that gratitude and continue to call energy back to you, continue to call back to you what belongs to you, this is only going to continue to expand. And what do we know about a tree? A tree continuously expands. This is why we use the tree to symbolize, or to represent families. Family tree, ever expanding, the branches growing as above, so below. Okay, we can get into that topic too, but I feel like that's going to be a little bit too. I don't want to spend too much time on that, but focusing on the good, focusing on the positive in your life, giving gratitude. every day, and you really are going to see the doors open up for you. You really are going to start to actually self motivate as well, because when you are focusing on the positive in your life and you're growing in your empowerment energy, that shop owner that you wanted to collaborate with, you might just pick up the phone and say, "Hey, I'm ready. I have the products, or I'm going to make the products tonight. I'm ready. Let's make a deal on price." You might have a client or someone that is interested in your services. Send them an email. Set, maybe some of the emails for any service that you're providing. Put together your email list and send out a mass email, and I don't know, create a promotion for what you're doing this month. You might have someone supporting you. So it really is important to be doing this. This is the real fuel for how the next season is going to go for you, how this season is going to go for you. And moving on to the fourth card that came out, we have Hidden Realms, Create Conscious Awareness. Now, this feels like the energy on this card feels very meditative. It also feels like hush energy. As much as spirit is coming through with the fun and the extroverted energies and getting out there and connecting with people, it is important that you also are planning and keeping certain energies for yourself. Making sure that you're building in secret, making sure that you are connecting with trustworthy souls, people who respect your gifts, people who really can pour into you. I don't know. It's a matter of, there's something very divine about this. So I even see like please be careful with the projects that you're working with, that I would even venture to say that require maybe a contract, I don't know, certain publishing rights, things like that. Also, this and the energy on this card is also speaking to um for those who are more on the spiritual side of things, light worker, reader, healer, I do feel like other dimensions of energies will be open to you. Do not be surprised if you're maybe hearing more ringing in your ears, possibly hearing audio, voices, your ancestors speaking to you. Everyone's going to be different. And your ancestors, your sacred ancestors, know how to deal with you, um uh how to work with you and allowing your gifts to expand. This feels a lot like for those, I would say, for those who are particularly not ready to experience your gifts in the waking, let's say quotations, right? The waking world. You might be having more intense dream time experiences, more astral traveling. Some you might remember, some you might not. So I would say for those who are expanding on their gifts, when you're going to bed, make sure you have a journal next to your bed. Make sure you're writing down your dreams. If you're not understanding what the dream meant, it will make sense later on as your gifts continue to grow. Make sure you're putting a date on it. Make sure you're really like journaling this process, because it's not meant to all come together in one day. This is a journey. And it might even be, you might even be able to put together a blueprint for the others in your lineage and your family who are coming up, so that it'll be an easier process for them. A lot of us who are doing this work, we're kind of just learning as we go along, trusting our instincts, going in accordance with universal law. We're working with our ancestors, which is probably, I would say, the best way, because this is how you fully trust yourself. But I would say it would have been nice if at the beginning of my journey I had an elder in my family that I fully trusted, that could have walked with me for a little bit and kind of given me some pointers and some guidance on how I should be moving. So Hidden Realms, and this particular card, before I wrap up with this card, is coming in with a 20, which is a two essentially. I was gonna add two and zero, duh. It's a two energy which deals with balance. So this to me speaks to spirit, body, balance, actually being comfortable trusting your intuition, There not being too much ungroundedness. If you feel like you're developing a lot of gifts, you're not feeling like you're necessarily in the clouds, but you're able to move up in resonance, but also anchor into certain energies. This is why when you're dealing with hertz frequencies, you're not just jumping to the highest hertz frequency. You're actually kind of tapering, into it, so that your body and your spirit you have a chance to get used to it. uh there's no other example for me to give, other than when you see people who do drugs, right? And they're addicted, heavily addicted, and they go into a program to um all these words are just escaping me. um Withdrawal. They're experiencing withdrawal, and they have to go to a facility to literally have drugs put in their system, but little by little they get less and less and less. It's the opposite when it comes to moving up in resonance. Okay, this is why we go through timeline shifts. This is why we go through portals. This is why we are constantly hearing about these different seasons, these different initiations that we're experiencing. Some people wake up and then they hear voices, and honestly, now that I'm thinking about it, this is probably why some people experience a certain form of psychosis, or they're deemed to be medically or clinically insane, because they probably were dabbling a little bit too much in whatever it is that they were doing, without the anchoring, without the grounding. They rushed into it. So going back to this card, take your time with your spiritual journey. Like I said, things can be revealed to you, will be revealed to you, but at a pace. So give yourself grace. You're not meant to know everything in one day. It's meant to be something that you're feeling, you're getting used to. It is a lifelong training. As a lot of us learn or know, we understand that we are souls in these vessels, and life is school. It's called Earth School, and it's never ending. We are the eternal students. And some of us are also teachers, but all of us are always students. So long as we are on this planet, we are students. Um, Whether we are light workers, earth angels, whatever, there's something that we can learn. And so these are the energies that are coming up. I will pull an animal totem. Do I want to pull an animal totem card? I will. I'll pull an animal totem card. All right, let's see which animal totem's coming in to provide guidance at this time. We have this is so beautiful. Okay, so we have two. So we have the peacock totem and phoenix. Now I'll go into peacock first because I feel like we all know about phoenix, right? So I feel like, in speaking about the energies that came through this particular reading, peacock energy is a beautiful, beautiful, divine masculine energy. What do we know about peacocks? Peacocks, um, they have beautiful, bright feathers. They expand their feathers. Um, they expand their feathers, and they showcase their beauty. They showcase the beauty that exists on them, and there's a sort of confidence. And we hear this word being used um in certain situations when people say, oh, he's peacocking, or whatever the case may be. But there's a sort of confidence, I feel, that is coming up in the collective, excuse me. And it is important that you begin to feel yourself and begin to know that you are worthy, you do have value, you are a light. And tap in with peacock energy. If you're feeling like your confidence is low, you're feeling like you don't have the qualities, or you don't have the experience, but you're being tapped on the shoulder to do something for someone, or to show up for whatever the case may be. The fact that someone sees that light in you, but you don't see it in you, I do feel like peacock is coming in to remind you of who you are. So I would recommend doing mirror work. I would recommend working with the solar plexus to reconnect with your confidence energies. um, I would recommend going out in the sun, taking in sunlight, allowing yourself to uh, tap into radiance energies. Okay. And we have Phoenix energy. Phoenix energy is telling me that a lot of you guys are rebranding yourselves. A lot of you guys were counted out and you're counting yourself back in. Phoenix is telling me people left you for dead. Okay. But there is so much beautiful fire energy, and it's so on point and so on brand for the Leo season, with the fire, it being a fire energy. And with Peacock speaking to our divine masculine energy that we all have both, right? And it being more of the extroverted, it being standing on business, standing your ground in who you are, and not letting people tell you who you are, but you know who you are. And it's a beautiful confidence, because it's a confidence that we all want to see, because the peacock is beautiful. We love when the peacock displays its feathers. So these are the animal totems coming in to provide guidance. Beautiful, beautiful energies. Beautiful energies. So that is the collective reading. Like I said, this live is going to be posted, so you guys can connect with this message. I am also taking one question reading requests via, well, here, and it is $10 per question. So if you would like to have a question answered, I can provide clarity for you. It will be on the live. If you do